Good morning, good morning. Happy Wednesday. It's Wonderful Wednesday, right? Yes, it is. It's Wonderful Wednesday. And I know I'm a few minutes late. I had a call at 7 o'clock. My son calls at 7 o'clock, and I'm like, dude, I'm going live at 7 o'clock. That's neither here nor there. I am here to talk about what I said today's topic was going to be. And I decided to have this discussion because I was briefly talking with someone about this last week, I think. And so I said that I wanted to talk about this, and I wanted to maybe bring some awareness to people. So good morning, everybody. Great morning, great morning. I am not saving this video, so this won't be a replay unless I decide to put it on YouTube. Maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll upload it to YouTube, but it's not going to be available on the page. So you have to either follow me on YouTube or you have to be here right now for the live. So great morning. I'm going to get right into it because I don't want to hold people too long. I know people said 7 a.m. was early, but it's right on time. Okay? It's right on time. So let me tell you, I kind of made this word up, soft jealousy. And the reason I made this word up is because to me, it kind of starts off as this mushy, sentimental kind of feeling, but it kind of matriculates into something else. It turns into something else if you're not self-aware, and if you're not careful, and if you aren't really tuning into yourself and your emotions. And so, really all of that encompasses your self-awareness. And I've experienced soft jealousy, and I have also had soft jealousy. And so I'm going to kind of break down what that means, how to protect yourself from people who evolve from soft jealousy to something else, how to evolve as a person to prevent yourself from going beyond a soft jealousy, really to a point where there's no jealousy at all. And so I'll give you an example of me recognizing a moment where I had soft jealousy. So about 6 months ago, girlfriend calls me, and 6 months before that, which was a year ago, she got laid off from her job. And so she was out of work for 6 months. And 6 months later, she got another job. And this job was like bomb, okay, y'all? Like, there's no other way to put it. It was a bomb-ass job. And not only was it a bomb-ass job, but she was getting paid a lot of money. She told me how much money she was getting paid. And I was like, what? And she was like, yeah, and I don't even have a degree or anything, so I don't even know how I'm getting all this money, but I'm sure gonna take it. And I thought to myself in that moment, oh, I'm so happy for her. Like, she's been out of work for 6 months. She need to work. I'm sure this is gonna be a big help for her because she's not had any employment, no income for the past 6 months, but she's a super saver. So she had funds while she was out of work, so kudos to her for being able to be in a position to do that. But nonetheless, I remember her saying, damn, like, I make all this money and I don't have degrees, and I feel bad for all of my friends like you and such and such and such and such who have various college degrees and don't make this amount of money. And so she even probably recognized, because I kind of paused for a minute, like, you making what? What? And so in my moment, I was still happy for her, but I was like, how the hell is she making almost twice what I'm making and I got 3 college degrees, right? But it wasn't against my friend. It was against me just pondering over the comparison of me having these degrees and her not. But I said a magical word, and that's comparison. I said a magical word. And sometimes we do it without recognizing that we're doing that. I wasn't comparing myself to her like, I'm better than her because I have college degrees. That was not it at all. It was, we're told that we should get these college degrees and we should have all this education. We should have all this experience, and that's gonna, give us all the money that we want, and we can afford all these things, but that's not necessarily true. And so it made me feel some kind of way about going to get these college degrees and not being in a position to get paid that amount of money. But then I went back even deeper and I said, you know what? But she got to work long hours, and she got to really, really, really work hard. And she has to really put in a lot of time and a lot of effort and got to put up with a lot of shit, right? By being self-aware, it allowed me to pause. It allowed me to look more at myself than at her situation. It allowed me to say, you know what, Keya? You don't work that hard. You really have a lot of flexibility with your job. You have really good relationships with the people that you work with. You have the ability to work from home or work from anywhere, most times. And so that allows you to do what you need to do and have the flexibility in your business. And so she likes to work for other people, and she enjoys that, and she loves the camaraderie of what comes along with being in the office and the busy work. So she enjoys that. And so by being self-aware, you can stop and start to examine yourself more than looking at the other person and running this comparison, right? And so that's a very low level of soft jealousy. It's like, wow, I wish I was getting paid that amount of money. But again, I don't want to work that hard, right? So it made me recognize that everything that you hear about, everything that you see, everything somebody else is doing might be great, but it might not be for you, right? And so her journey of making that amount of money is her journey. I'm going to make that amount of money in my business. And so there's no need for me to compare myself to that, because the very thing that I don't want, which is to be working for someone else, would be the mindset I would have to make that kind of money. So again, become more self-aware and recognize that when you start looking at other people's lives and start comparing yourselves, you also have to start thinking, do I want to walk that walk? I've had people say to me, I wish I could do what you do, but you don't want to walk this walk. So don't say you want to do what I want to do. Don't compare yourself to me. This journey is not for everybody. This walk is not for everybody. So by being self-aware, it allows you to stop and assess your own situation. And then, okay, do I want to pivot and go this way? Do I want to pivot and go that way? Do I want to stay the course? Do I want to work a little bit harder? Do I want to work a little bit smarter? Whatever it is that you feel like you need to do, by taking that assessment and looking deeply within yourself and figuring out what you want to do, it allows you to refocus, right? Now you're refocusing your attention back on yourself and not on anybody else. And so again, soft jealousy starts off very subtle. It starts off extremely subtle. You don't recognize it sometimes, but you have to become so self-aware that you pick it up the moment it happens, right? Another thing that could, well, not another thing, but something that can emerge out of soft jealousy is full-blown out jealousy and envy. And you can start to like a person, but then become jealous or envy of things that they have. And then you want those things. And I'm going to tell you some things I've experienced. I've experienced people trying to insert themselves into my life so much that they fully immerse themselves into my life, my friends, my family, like everything. All of my social things, they immerse themselves completely into that, thinking that whatever they see in me, they'll be able to obtain because of the attachments. And that's when it becomes dangerous. That's when it becomes where it's not helpful for you. That's when it becomes where there's not going to be an opportunity for you to stop and see, hey, hold on. I am now not being who I am, and I'm trying to immerse myself into someone else's life. I am trying to mimic another person, thinking that that's going to give me some satisfaction because I see them doing this. Because everything that you see from other people is only on the surface. It's only on the surface. You don't know the ins and outs. You don't know what's happening behind the scenes. You don't know the struggle it took to get there. There are people I met 3 months ago that don't know that I have been working a business for years. There are people that I've known years and years and years ago that still see me and they mad because I haven't quit. So when you think about how we are thinking about stuff and how we're looking at people and how we're making these assessments and these judgments and these comparisons, and how it is, the more that we do that, the more dimmer it gets for us. So you are dimming your own light. You are withholding things inside of you that needs to be dispersed in the world because your focus is not on you. Your focus is on that person and that person, this person and that person. And social media has been the biggest reason why people have fallen victim to low self-esteem. People have fallen victim to comparison and jealousy and hating and envy. It's the biggest really assault to people, because people look at people and things on social media and they get so caught up in that. They get so caught up in it that they can't concentrate on their own lives. They can't focus on who they're supposed to be who they're supposed to become, and the things that they need to do to grow, to elevate themselves. And so if you keep watching other people grow and elevate, that's going to cause some level of resentment inside of you when you're not doing what you need to be doing for you. Your focus cannot be on other people. Your focus has to be on you. It has to be. There's no other way. And so I want to tell you something. There's rarely a moment that I don't experience jealousy. I can feel it. I am a super intuitive. I can feel it. I know when it's present. I know when it's there. But I can recognize the difference between a soft jealousy and a real jealousy. Like this person really does not like me, and this person really doesn't like my blessings, and this person really has a problem with my light shining. I know the difference between the two only because of my self-awareness. Because when I was younger, before I grew, before I became of this mindset, the reason why I can talk about all of these things is because I've lived all these things. I am not perfect. I'm still not perfect to this day. But there are things that I can recognize because those are things that I used to be. And so it's very familiar to me. I know what jealousy looks like. I know what looking at somebody else and resenting what they have or wanting what they had. I know what that looks like. And that's the transparency of me. But I know now what my self-awareness is and how my self-awareness helps me to recognize when I'm stepping into a space where, like I gave the example at the beginning of the video, I know when I'm stepping into a space like that to be like, hold on, Keya, this isn't about you. Why are you looking at that situation and saying how you would want to make that type of money like she is, and you're attributing your college degrees, you're attributing all of these different things to it, and it has nothing to do with it, right? It doesn't qualify me or disqualify me. I did that to myself. And so a lot of times we do that to ourselves, and then we look at the person and we get angry at the person instead of looking at ourselves and saying, what do I need to do? What can I change? How can I change? And so the focus literally has to completely keep turning back around to you. So I want to address something else here, and I had to write notes because, you know, I can get off subject or whatever. So I'm not addressing any comments or anything like that, because if I do, I'll lose track, because that's how I am. That's how my mind goes. So I'll address the comments and things like that at the end of the video. Another thing that you have to be cognizant of is, as you're looking at yourself, you have to continue to go inward, so that you will not find yourself continuously trying to find fault in other people, trying to find a way that other people can correct themselves, trying to find a way for other people to agree with your ways, your thoughts, all of that. You have to concentrate. I'm telling you, this is pivotal to your growth. It is pivotal to the happiness and the joy and the peace in your life. You will steal your own joy by focusing on other people. This is an actual fact. You don't have to believe me. I know this because I've been living it. I've lived this thing. If my focus was on other people and what they're doing and how they're doing it, I could not grow myself as a person, as a business owner, just overall. You can't grow by paying attention to other people. You can't grow by comparing yourself to other people. You have to become so self-aware that you call yourself out before other people do. I get to the point where I'm like, you know what, Keya? Now you know you was wrong. Keya, you probably handled that the wrong way. Become so self-aware that nobody else has to say you were wrong for that. Become so self-aware that you recognize it. Being jealous of a person and comparing yourself and doing all of that, I'm going to tell you one of the main reasons why I catch myself real quickly with that. So a while ago, I had a friend say to me, you know, sometimes it's hard being around you because it seems like you got it all together, and it's hard for me to, you know, just be comfortable in who I am. And I was like, hold on. I am not here to be perfect. I am not here to pretend to be perfect. I am not here to try to dim your light. If anything, I'm trying to bring your light out of you. And I pride myself on that. If you're around me, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do my very best to be like, don't you see your own light? Let's all shine together. Let's be a beacon of light together. And those are the types of people I want to be around. I want to be around other people who believe that the brighter the room, the better the room. I don't want to be with people who enjoy dimming lights. I don't like darkness, except for in the morning when I wake up. I don't cut the light immediately on. But outside of that, I don't like dim. I don't like the dimness. I don't like the darkness. I don't like the gloom. And so if that is you, I will quickly remove myself. And anybody who knows me knows I can love you, but I will remove myself from darkness because I am love and light. And it took me a long time to get to love and light. And I don't take that lightly. I don't play about it. I don't owe any explanations or apologies for it, because I worked extremely hard to get to a place of love and light. I worked extremely hard. And one of the things that is essential is not comparing yourself, not hating on people, not wanting to be like other people, not concentrating on what other people are doing or have or whatever. And in this season of my life, I have the best relationship that I've ever had in my life. The best relationship. But there are things on the other side that I don't have. But I know that there are people who see me and say, oh, I wish I had that relationship. I want that relationship. I wish I had that kind of relationship. But while you're wishing for this type of relationship, other people are wishing for more money or this or that. And if we're all in a wishing pattern, when are we in a thankful pattern? When are we in a satisfied pattern? When are we in a, you know what, this is my season pattern? Instead of comparing yourself, instead of trying to dim other people's light, instead of having soft jealousy against people because as intuitive as I am, I feel it. Now, I will say this. I am more understanding to people around me with soft jealousy, but I don't want jealousy at all around me. I want us to all be in a space where we understand that we are individual lights. Now, if you want to be a moth, then be a moth somewhere else. But I understand that the people that I generally keep around me, we are lightning bugs. We ride around with our light shining, okay? We do not play in the darkness. You can't see, okay? You can't. Why do you want to be in the darkness? You can't see anything. You can't become better. You can't grow like that. So, what have we discovered? I'm not going to even say learned, because this is just my perspective. I didn't say it was right. This is just my perspective. This is my gleam on this particular topic and subject. I've encountered it a lot. I've seen where people have either said things, and so I wrote down some things that kind of qualify, that can lead a person into a deeper level of jealousy. I'm going to take that from you. I wish that was me. When I get that, I would such and such. How you get that? Those are like comments or statements that people make that to me qualify as like a soft jealousy that can lead into something else. Because if they don't deal with it, if you're self-aware, you might say that. You might still say that in your self-awareness. But you have to check yourself and be like, hey, hold on. What do you mean, how did they get that? What do you mean, I'm going to take that? Or I wish that was me. Like, no, I wish I was me. I'm good with who I am. And I'm satisfied in the place that I'm in. And I know that there are seasons. I've had ebbs and flows in my business. Ebbs and flows. I had one of the most successful years ever in 2016, 17. It's very successful year. And then I've had very low years. But I understand that that is what happens in life. I understand that people come and I understand that people go. I understand that there are lessons in relationships. I understand that there are lessons in life. And so once we really can grasp the understanding that our life is our life. I posted yesterday. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. The weight is evident. God knows whatever it is that you're waiting on, and it will come when you're ready. And I know very well there are people sitting here and saying, I'm ready right now. I'm ready for that mansion. I'm ready for that $1 million. I'm ready for that man. I'm ready for my business to bloom. I'm ready for this and that. But I'm going to be honest. I did an assessment on myself, which I do from time to time. But I did an assessment of myself and my business about 3 months ago. And I said, you know what? You wouldn't have been ready for your business to like boom, boom, take off 3 years ago. Because your mindset was not in a place where it needed to be when it pertained to finances. When it pertained to finances, my mind was not where it needed to be. And so I probably would have made some bad decisions had my business boomed the year I thought it would boom. That takes an awful lot of an assessment and awareness to recognize that about yourself. It's understanding and knowing that work has to be done. That it is imperative to do the work. It is imperative to do the work on yourself. The focus is you. The focus is not other people. And maybe you may need to take a break from social media. You may need to take a break from certain people who bring up those emotions. Be honest with yourself though. Because if you lie to yourself, I'm not jealous of them, I don't have those feelings. So be honest. Recognize it. Acknowledge it. So that you can do what's necessary to move beyond that. Because when you ignore it, what you do is you push it down. And when you push it down, it comes out in other ways. I'll give you an example. I ain't jealous of her. Okay, so guess what? Now she's come upon her third, fourth, fifth blessing. And then your reaction is not happiness. She feels it. She sees it. She knows it. And so by pushing it down, all you're doing is, you know what? She can't get no more blessings. She can't get no more. It can't be no more, happiness or joy or anything coming into her. You mean to tell me something else that happened good for her? Oh. But when you handle it, when you deal with it, like, okay, why am I feeling like this? What is happening inside of me right now? What am I going through in this moment that that's requiring this shift in my focus over there instead of my focus right here? Why am I distracted? Why am I distracted? What's distracting me? So sit silently with yourself so you can see where the distraction is coming from. When you recognize the distraction, you can get a hold on the distraction. You can get refocused on you. You can clap for them and genuinely be happy for them. And you can be happy in your season, in your space, right then and there. You don't have to be jealous of anybody. You don't have to compare yourself to anybody. The moment you feel it, right there, the moment you feel it, I'm going to challenge you. The moment you feel it, stop. Start journaling, start writing. I keep a journal, a book, something next to my bed. Start writing. Where are these emotions coming from? Okay. So today I felt a little low because I am anxious about X, Y, and Z. Okay? So I just wrote down my fear. At the end of the day, write down what you felt for the day. I felt anxious. I felt exhausted. I felt tired. I felt overwhelmed. I felt guilt. I felt happy. I felt joy. I felt peace. I felt blessed. So write those things down so you can connect with your feelings and your emotions. Write it down. Hey, this is what I'm feeling. That's going to create more self-awareness. I'm telling y'all, this was a saving grace for me. It was a saving grace. A saving grace. So I can always sit in a space of appreciation, right? So a few months ago, I went to brunch with some friends and I shared with them, I was sitting here complaining, going on and on about my job. And then I had to stop myself, right? And in that moment, I wasn't comparing myself to anybody. I wasn't, looking at anybody else's situation. I was just mad at my situation. But then through my self-awareness, I was like, hold on. Where's this emotion coming from? It came from 1 or 2 days that I went in that I really didn't feel like it. The traffic was bad. It created those 1 or 2 days to do this. And so before I realized it, I'm angry and upset. But through self-awareness, through journaling, through exposing my feelings to myself, I became aware. I could breathe. That's why I meditate daily, y'all. That's why I pray, meditate, breathe, stop, pause, write. I do all of that. I do all of that because it's important. It's important for me to be in touch with me. Because if I'm not in touch with me, I can't be in touch with other people. The only reason I can connect with other people, a friend of mine asked me, how do you connect with people like you do? Because I'm connected to myself. When you connect with yourself, you can easily connect with other people. Hey, bird, I'm talking. They having a whole conversation. I like hearing that though, to be honest. So in real life, y'all, when you know you, when you understand you, it helps you to understand other people. It helps you to relate to other people. It helps you connect with other people. It helps you to have empathy for other people. Why? Because you have empathy for yourself. You have understanding for yourself. You can reflect in yourself. You can take time and absorb all your feelings and your thoughts with yourself. So now, when it comes to somebody else, I can look at them and there's no judgment. I have understanding. There's no fear or doubt or any of that of them, because that means I would have fear and doubt in myself. And if I do have those feelings or emotions about things or other people, I just separate myself from it. I'm like, you know what? That's just not for me. But the things that are for me, I recognize, hey, nobody's perfect, right? So I have the empathy that I would give to myself, to other people. So we have to concentrate, we have to focus, we have to get laser focused on who we are, what we are, and how we want to represent ourselves to ourselves and to other people. And by being, I say this all the time, being authentically me. There was a time that I really had imposter syndrome. I was trying to encompass all of these different things to become a person that I thought my family wanted me to be, that I thought my friends wanted me to be, that I thought all these other people wanted me to be. The moment I got in touch with just being who I actually feel I am, there was a sense and there was a level of peace and happiness, because I didn't have to try to be anything else. I didn't have to try to be anybody else. I was comfortable in my skin. I was comfortable in who I was, the good sides of me, the not so good sides of me. I'm not going to say negative and I'm not going to say bad, because I don't feel like I'm negative and I don't feel like I'm bad, but because the words that you speak about yourself are very important as well. So there are things that I might need to work on. There might be things that I need to incorporate into my life to become better. But I'm not negative and I'm not bad. And so when you start speaking to yourself in those ways, when you start working on yourself, delving deeply into yourself, I'm telling you, the peace, the joy, the happiness, despite whatever is happening around you. See, there could be little mini wars happening around me. I'm not blowing up. I'm not affected by the gunshots that are going on around me. I'm not getting grazed by it. I don't have the smoke in my eyes. I'm not affected by little wars around me, because again, I walk away from things. My peace is the most important thing to me. It took me a long time to get here. You think I'm gonna work this hard all these years that I've worked to get to this place, to give it away, to throw it away, I'm not gonna do that. And so, back to the subject at hand, all of these things are in line. When you become in alignment, that is going to fulfill you. So you don't have to look at anybody else. You don't have to compare yourself to anyone else. You don't have to even care about their thoughts or their ways or what they even think about you. Because again, when you focused on you, when you're concentrated on you, that's it. So how can I care about what you think or feel or say or act or what? That's too much. Now that's taking up too much of my brain mass, because now I'm thinking about you and how you feel and all of those things pull you away from who you are. You will never become who you are trying to pull over here and over there and over here and over. How many people do you have in your life? Okay, on average, people have about 10 people that they have consistently, that they talk to, they're around, whatever. That's just a number I threw out there, y'all. Don't 10. Okay, let's say you got 10 people. Do you know, if you're trying to chop yourself up into 10 different people to make 10 different people happy, to compare yourself to 10 different people, to look at 10 different people, do you understand the level of concentration? The fact that you have sit there and put all of the attention over there, you are not doing the work it takes for you. So again, All of what I'm saying ties in together. When you keep concentrating and looking over here and looking over there and trying to please this person and trying to please that person, again, you've tried to do 10 different people. 10 different people. You tried to do 10 different people. And you're not being authentic. You won't be happy. There are people who I see miserable and I'm like, that's why you're miserable. Because you're not being authentically who you are. You're trying to be what other people want you to be. You're trying to be what you think other people want you to be. You're trying to take on a whole different identity when you're with this person, when you're with that person. You caring about too much. You're comparing yourself to their life, and so now you're trying to live that life. You're comparing yourself to that life, and so now you're trying to do what they're doing. That's exhausting as hell. And I'm telling you, I can see it in people. When I see them, I'm like, you tired, ain't you? Because you out here running a whole race that ain't yours. You out here running a whole... There are people I see when they step into their gifts, I'm going to be like, now you're doing what you're supposed to be doing. That's your thing. That's not your thing. I've had people say, oh, I'm going to do this and do that because such and such doing it. If they doing it, I can do it. That ain't yours. It's not yours. So we have to shift our mindsets to a space that there's an understanding, there's a higher level of understanding where we are more self-aware so that we are absorbed with ourselves and not with other people. Stop picking up other people's shit. Stop being a part of other people's shit. Stop comparing yourself to other people. Stop doubting yourself. Stop having jealousy about things, because guess what? A lot of times when you have that jealousy, you're not going to walk in that other person's shoes because it's not your turn yet. You don't know the walk they had to walk. You don't know what they had to endure. I tell people often, so I'm in the best relationship I've ever been in my life right now, right? Y'all heard me say that earlier. But I also lost. The man I was with died. Walk them shoes. See, you don't want to walk that, do you? You don't want to walk that. But you want to live certain things. So you have to be careful about the comparison. You have to be careful. And again, what did I say earlier? Step into that. Be honest with yourself. I see your comment, Corey. Step into that and be honest with yourself. And I appreciate you for that transparency right now in this moment. Be honest with yourself. I have done that. I am that. I shared my transparency with y'all earlier. It's okay. Be honest with yourself. I have done that. I have done that. I have done that. It has been to my detriment. It is to your detriment to do that. So I'm telling you right now, on this Wednesday morning, I'm dropping some shit for you. Do not do that to yourself. Do not do it. I'm not saving this video, y'all. I'm not saving this video. I told y'all come on here at some time. Okay, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm going to save it and I'm gonna upload it to YouTube. So if you're not subscribed to my channel, you have to subscribe to my channel. Of course, my channel on YouTube is Keya McClain. So go out to YouTube and subscribe to my channel. I'm gonna upload it, okay? I'm gonna upload it on my YouTube channel. I need to get back on my YouTube. I'm gonna be heavy on YouTube and TikTok, doing my dropping gems. And so I'm gonna put it out on YouTube, okay? All right, so I'm gonna go in closing, y'all. I'm gonna go in closing. I saw your comment, Dana, and Tam. I'm gonna go in closing. The biggest thing I want to end with is be honest with yourself. Be honest. You don't have to be honest with me or anybody else on this live or any of your other people in your life. You don't have to be honest with anybody else, but be honest with yourself. Acknowledge it. I've had moments of soft jealousy. I've had moments where I've compared myself to other people. It's not been helpful for me because it's taken away from the work that I need to do on myself. I need to become more self-aware so that my focus is on myself, my growth, my ability to be all that I was made to become. God did not just create one or two people to be successful, to use their gifts. We all have gifts to be used. Looking at me, looking at anybody else and comparing yourself is toxic and it is not helpful. but acknowledge it if you do. Acknowledge it. Just acknowledge it. Sit in it so that you become more self-aware, so that you can move beyond that, so that there's not any comparisons, so that there's not any doubt about yourself, so that you are comfortable with who you are. And in the season that you are, be grateful and thankful in the season that you're in. When it's your time will come. The door will open. The wait will end. If you're not ready, it's not yours at that time. This was the hardest thing for me to learn. Well, it's not your turn, Keya. It is. I'm ready. I've been waiting 7 years. I've been waiting 10 years. It's not up to me. So again, what did I say earlier? People look and they say, oh, this is great for you. But this ain't so great for me. But I'm still happy and I'm still okay with where I am. I can't compare myself to where I am on this ladder when on this ladder I'm up here. My peace, my joy, my happiness is not contingent on things, because you'll always be looking for more and more and more and more and more. So that's it, y'all. That's the word. You have to go out to YouTube and subscribe to my channel if you want to see this full video. I'll put it out on YouTube. But it's not going to be on Empower to Be. It's going to YouTube. All right, y'all. Have a wonderful Wednesday. Until next time. Peace.